Let's get right into it. Number 1. Smallpox eradication. For thousands of years, smallpox was like that nightmare roommate who never leaves. This virus killed roughly 300 million people in the 20th century alone. It didn't just kill you either. If you survived, you'd be covered in scars that made you look like you lost a fight with a cheese grater. But here's the wild part. Humans got so incredibly good at fighting this disease that we actually made it extinct. Not endangered, not rare, completely gone from nature. The last person to catch smallpox naturally was in Somalia in 1977. Think about that. We took one of humanity's oldest killers and just deleted it from existence. It's like if we all collectively decided mosquitoes were annoying and then actually succeeded in getting rid of every single one. But here's where it gets weird. Even though smallpox is extinct in the wild, we kept some alive. Right now, there are only 2 labs in the entire world that have smallpox samples. One in the US and one in Russia. These labs have security tighter than a billionaire's private island. Scientists have to go through more security checks than you do at the airport after forgetting to take your laptop out of your bag. The scary part, most people alive today aren't vaccinated against smallpox anymore because we thought we didn't need to be. So if this virus ever escaped, it would be like releasing a monster into a world that forgot how to fight it. Number 2, the mole birds. Imagine a bird so big it makes an ostrich look like a chicken nugget. That's the moa. These birds lived in New Zealand for millions of years and grew up to 12 feet tall. Some weighed over 500 pounds. They were basically dinosaurs that forgot to go extinct. And because New Zealand had no predators, these birds got so comfortable they completely stopped using their wings. Flying was too much effort when you're living in paradise. Then around the year 1300, the Maori people arrived in New Zealand and discovered these giant birds just chilling. The moa had never seen a human before, so they had zero fear. They'd just stand there, probably thinking these weird 2-legged creatures were new friends. Spoiler alert, we were not friends. Hunting these birds was easier than a tutorial level in a video game. You could literally walk right up to them. Within just 100 years, all 9 species of moa were completely gone. That's faster than it takes most people to finish a TV series they started on Netflix. The extinction was so quick and thorough that when European explorers showed up centuries later, they thought the moa was just a legend. The craziest part? There was this massive eagle called harshest eagle that used to hunt moas. It had a wingspan of nearly 10 feet and could take down a 500-pound bird. When the moas disappeared, these eagles lost their food source and went extinct too. We didn't just eliminate the prey, we accidentally took out the predator as well. Number 3, the American chestnut tree. Picture a tree so common that people said a squirrel could travel from Maine to Georgia without ever touching the ground, just by hopping from chestnut tree to chestnut tree. That's like having a natural highway system before we even invented highways. These trees were everywhere. They made up about 1 in every 4 trees in eastern forests. They grew fast, lived for centuries, and produced massive amounts of nuts that fed everything from squirrels to people to pigs. The wood was perfect for building. It was rot-resistant, easy to work with, and strong. People used it for everything, literally from cradles to coffins. But then, in 1904, we accidentally imported a fungus from Asia called chestnut blight. This fungus was like a serial killer that only targeted chestnut trees. Within 50 years, it wiped out nearly 4 billion trees. The really heartbreaking part? The trees aren't technically dead. Their roots are still alive underground, constantly trying to push up new growth. But every time a shoot gets big enough, the blight kills it again. They're trapped in an endless loop of trying to survive but never quite making it. It's like respawning in a video game only to get eliminated immediately, over and over forever. Scientists are now trying to save these trees through genetic engineering, basically trying to build a better chestnut tree from scratch. It's the botanical equivalent of trying to bring back a species after we already broke it. Number 4, Steller's sea cow. In 1741, a German naturalist named Georg Steller discovered something incredible near the coast of Alaska, a massive sea creature the size of a school bus, weighing up to 11 tons. These things were like manatees on steroids. Steller's sea cows were so thick with blubber that they couldn't even dive underwater properly. They'd just float on the surface like giant, friendly pool floaties, and they were incredibly social and protective. If you harpooned one sea cow, the rest of the family would actually swim over to try and help, even if it meant getting killed themselves. Hunters figured this out pretty quickly. They realized they could wipe out an entire family group in one afternoon just by targeting a single animal. These gentle giants were hunted for their meat, which could feed dozens of people, and their blubber, which was used for lamp oil. The species went from discovery to extinction in just 27 years. That might be the fastest extinction in recorded history. We found them, decided they were useful, and eliminated every single one before most people even knew they existed. Number 5. The end of geographic discovery. There used to be a time when you could look at a map and see blank spaces marked with "Here be dragons." Those weren't just decorative. People genuinely had no idea what was out there. You could be the first human ever to see a mountain, a river, or an entire island. That was actually possible. But then we got really good at exploring. First, we built better ships and invented navigation tools like the compass and sextant. Then we invented airplanes and could suddenly see everything from above. But the real game changer was satellites. These things orbit the Earth and can spot details smaller than a car from space. There's literally nowhere left to discover on the surface. The last significant geographic discovery was in 1976, a small island off the coast of Greenland. And even that wasn't exactly shocking. We pretty much knew something was there. We just hadn't mapped it properly yet. Today, Google Maps probably has better pictures of your backyard than you do. We went from "Here be dragons" to "Here's your Amazon driver's exact location in real time" in just a few centuries. The age of exploration is over, not because we stopped trying, but because we got too good at it. Number 6. The Great Buffalo Herds. Imagine standing on the American Great Plains in 1830. The ground is shaking. Not from an earthquake, but from 60 million buffalo moving in herds so enormous they stretched from horizon to horizon. These herds were reported to be 50 miles long and 25 miles wide. If you were standing in one spot, it could take days for a single herd to pass by. This was the largest gathering of large mammals ever recorded in history. But then humans developed better technology. The Sharps rifle could kill a buffalo from half a mile away. Railroads made it easy to transport hides and meat. And the US government actively encouraged hunters to kill as many buffalo as possible because they knew destroying the buffalo meant controlling the Native American tribes who depended on them for survival. One US Army general literally said, "Every buffalo dead is an Indian gone." Hunters became terrifyingly efficient. A single hunter could kill 250 buffalo in one day. Most of the time, they'd only take the hide and tongue, leaving thousands of pounds of meat to rot in the sun. By 1889, just 59 years later, only about 1,000 buffalo remained. We wiped out 99.99% of the population in less than a human lifetime. Today, there are around 500,000 buffalo in North America. That sounds like a lot until you realize it's still less than 1% of the original population. Number 7. The Caribbean monk seal. Columbus spotted these seals on his second voyage in 1494. They were lounging on Caribbean beaches, looking at the sailors with big, curious eyes. Instead of running away, they'd waddle over to check out these strange new visitors. These seals were basically the golden retrievers of the ocean. Friendly, trusting, and way too comfortable around humans. That trust was their death sentence. For the next 500 years, sailors, fishermen, and hunters killed them for their blubber, which was turned into oil for lamps and machines, and their skin, which was used for leather. The seals never developed a fear of humans. Even after centuries of being hunted, they'd still approach people on beaches. It's like if you kept getting betrayed by the same person, but never learned to stop trusting them. The last confirmed sighting was in 1952, but scientists spent decades searching for survivors. In 2008, they finally made it official. The Caribbean monk seal was extinct. They became the first seal species completely wiped out by human activity. Their biggest strength, being friendly and trusting, turned out to be their fatal weakness. Number 8. Silphium. The ancient Romans loved this plant so much they literally put it on their money. It was like the Swiss Army knife of plants. Got a stomachache? Silphium. Snake bite? Silphium. Need birth control? Silphium. This plant could do everything. The problem? It only grew in one tiny region in North Africa, in what's now Libya. The Romans tried planting it everywhere else, but it refused to grow anywhere except that one specific spot. As demand skyrocketed, the price got so high, they stored it in the treasury right next to gold. They harvested it faster than it could regrow. Eventually, they ran out. The last known silphium was supposedly given to Emperor Nero, who just ate it. Today, nobody even knows exactly what silphium looked like or what modern plant it might be related to. All we have are descriptions in ancient texts and images on old Roman coins. It's like if coffee disappeared tomorrow and 2,000 years from now, people only knew about it from faded Starbucks logos. We love this plant so much that we harvested it into oblivion. That's it for today. If you enjoyed this, hit subscribe, because I'll be making more videos like this in the future.